The Hamilton Southeastern Royals come into tonight's contest ranked number 5 in the state of Indiana in Class 4A and riding a 7-game winning streak to have a 10-1 record in this season, while the Brownsburg Bulldogs come off of a Hendricks County tournament in which they picked up a big win out there but lost in the championship game to old rival Avon as they enter tonight's contest with a record of 3-7 and looking for another big upset on this season. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to high school basketball on Audio Sports Online and 1610 AM XRB Radio in Brownsburg. My name is Brian Scott. Glad you could join us tonight for high school basketball, a joint broadcast between Hamilton Southeastern and Brownsburg on ASO and, as I mentioned, 1610 AM XRB in Brownsburg. Hamilton Southeastern had a 3-week layoff in which they came back last week, and many people wanted to know, well, how were they going to do? Were they going to have any rust after those 3 weeks? And if that last week was any indication, there was no rust on the Royals at all. They defeated Harrison last Friday night easily 60-38, and then backed that up on Saturday night when they traveled up to Muncie Central to take on the Bearcats, and they defeated Muncie Central by the score of 70-44. In both those contests, Royals did excellent shooting from the field, shooting over 60% from the field. Zach Irvin leading the way, a Indiana Mr. Basketball candidate, and in some places, just depending on where you're reading, he leads Indiana, the state of Indiana, in scoring with a little over 25 points per game. For the Brownsburg Bulldogs and first-year coach Ronald, it's been a bit of a slow season. That might be expected from a first-year coach. They got a big win against Zionsville earlier this season, beat the Eagles in overtime at Brownsburg 50-46, and then got a win in the Hendricks County tournament, knocking off Cascade by the score of 75-36. They'd meet the Avon Orioles in the championship game, and for Coach Norred, it was a bit of a learning procedure there in that championship game. Bulldogs came out, supposedly was supposed to wear the white jerseys. They come out wearing the road blues. Unfortunately, so were the Avon Orioles. That was the jerseys they were supposed to be wearing. It cost Coach Norred's Bulldogs 2 points before the ball was even tipped up and the clock started. And if we look toward the end of that game, those 2 points actually became rather important, as while Avon got off to a hot start in the first half, the Bulldogs battled back in the second half, losing by only 3 points, 41-38. So Brownsburg comes to Hamilton Southeastern tonight, hoping to pull off another upset as they did against Zionsville earlier this season, and taking on number 5, Hamilton Southeastern. We'll have more of the pregame show right after this. This is Hamilton Southeastern and Brownsburg basketball on 1610 AM XRB in Brownsburg and AudioSportsOnline.com.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whatever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Plumbing problems? Yeah, we all get them from time to time, but what if we could avoid the problem? That's what your local Hendricks County hometown company, Westside Plumbing, is here for. At Westside Plumbing, we're dedicated to teaching you about your plumbing problems and helping you maintain your pipes to avoid the big, often messy and expensive problems that could occur. Sometimes Westside Plumbing can even help you fix your plumbing problem right over the phone. Save time and money. Call Westside Plumbing today at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
The winter of 2013 could mean a new beginning for your outdated jewelry. Diamonds are forever, but styles change and mountings wear away. Let the professionals at Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you update your precious heirloom jewelry with a fresh and unique design. You can feel confident that your gems will receive the utmost care in their in-house repair shop. Visit Nelson Jewelers, where you'll find quality jewelry and excellent service. Nelson Jewelers, since 1958. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Brian Scott with you tonight on 1610 AM XRB in Brownsburg and Audio Sports Online for you Hamilton Southeastern fans. Brownsburg comes in to get tonight's contest with a record of 3-7 on the season. Their leading scorer is Kenneth Walton. Kenneth is averaging just about a little over 13 points per game. Second leading scorer is Trevor Lucas with 13.1 points per game. As Hamilton Southeastern comes in tonight's contest, their leading scorer and leading the state of Indiana, depending upon who you watch and who you look at, Zach Irving, averaging a little more than 25 points per contest. He is in line as a Mr. Basketball in Indiana candidate. Should he get that award this year, it'll be the first time in Indiana history that one school has had back-to-back Mr. Basketball candidates. Of course, last year, Hamilton Southeastern star swingman Gary Harris won that award. Currently, Gary is playing for Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans, while Zach Irvin, he is also committed. He will be playing for John Beeline's Michigan Wolverines next season. Hamilton Southeastern comes into tonight's contest leading the Hoosier Crossroads Conference in scoring average. They score almost 67 points per game while giving up just a little bit over 55 points per game, and that's mainly due to their up-and-down style. Meanwhile, Brownsburg comes in averaging a little over 54 points per game while giving up almost 52 points per contest. So it'll be the Royals and the Bulldogs tonight here on 1610 AM XRB, as well as Audio Sports Online. We come back, we'll have starting lineups for you right after this. This is Royals and Bulldogs basketball on XRB Radio and Audio Sports Online.
You know, nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. If you're a business owner with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg. Is there anything worse than a dripping faucet, a slow drain, or not having enough hot water? At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect. That's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing. 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
A new Ivy Tech Community College campus will be located just off I-74 in Crawfordsville, and it will be open for the spring 2013 semester. The new campus will feature science labs and computer classrooms. You can earn an associate degree in business administration and continue your studies online and earn a bachelor's degree through an arrangement with Western Governors University. Be among the first students on a brand new Ivy Tech campus. Call 888-IVY-LINE or go to ivytech.edu. Ivy Tech is changing lives. You're finally on your own, living in your own place, paying your bills, making your own decisions. When your decisions involve insurance and financial needs, it's nice to have a little help. State Farm agent Pete Fay knows that being on your own shouldn't feel like being alone. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Welcome to Hamilton Southeastern High School as tonight the 5th-ranked Royals of Hamilton Southeastern welcome the Brownsburg Bulldogs. to Hamilton Southeastern High School. My name's Brian Scott. Glad everybody can join me here tonight for high school basketball. Want to especially welcome our fans from Brownsburg listening on 1610 AM XRB in Brownsburg, as well as our Royals fans watching on AudioSportsOnline.com. Brownsburg comes in with a record of 3-7. They're coming off of a loss in the Hendricks County tournament. They lost to Avon by the score of 41-38. A game that saw the Bulldogs lose 2 points before the ball was even tipped up, as they came out with the wrong colored jerseys on to begin the contest with Avon. And eventually those 2 points might have had a bit of an impact, even though Avon got out to a big lead early in that game. It was the Bulldogs that bounded back in the second half to lose 41-38. Meanwhile, for Hamilton Southeastern, they took a 3-week layoff and then cruised in their first 2 games last week, and they are coming off of a win versus versus Muncie Central on Saturday. To give you the particulars for this game, the Brownsburg Bulldogs, they're coached by Ronald Norad. Hamilton Southeastern fans, you'll remember him. He, of course, a big key proponent of that Butler University 2 NCAA championship games. He is now the head coach of the Brownsburg Bulldogs in his first year, and therefore he has a record of 3-7. The head coach of the Hamilton Southeastern Royals is Brian Satterfield, a record of 186-75 in his 12th year at the helm of Hamilton Southeastern. Last time out, as I mentioned, Brownsburg lost to Avon by the score of 41-38, while Hamilton Southeastern defeated Muncie Central by the score of 64-48. Over the last 15 years, this has been a nip-tuck affair, mainly because Brownsburg might go back and remember their state championship title. Brownsburg had some pretty good teams for a very long period of time. It has been the past few years that Brownsburg has been a little bit on the decline. And, of course, Hamilton Southeastern over the last 3 or 4 years has really picked it up and been a regular contender for the title in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, as well as thoughts for state titles. Over the last 15 years, Hamilton Southeastern has an 8-7 lead. The last meeting was last year at Brownsburg, with the Royals coming away with a 57-47 victory. Let's go ahead and give you our starting lineups for tonight's contest. First off, for the visiting Brownsburg Bulldogs, head coach is Ronald Norad. He will use basically a 4-guard lineup and 1 center. Starting at a guard is a 5'9 senior, Gerald Harney. At the other guard, a 5'11 junior, Tyler Houston. The third guard is a 6'1 junior, Trevor Lucas. The fourth guard is a 6'2 sophomore, Kenneth Walton. And at center, a 6'7 junior, Kyle Thompson. So once again for the Bulldogs, in the Harney, Houston, Lucas, and Walton, those are your 4 guards, and the center is Kyle Thompson. For Brian Satterfield's Hamilton Southeastern Royals, this is a lineup that is very familiar to Royals fan. Starting at a guard is a 6'1 senior, Paul Furlan. At the other guard, a 6'2 junior, Tyler Jenkins. The third guard is a 6'1 junior, Eric Davidson. At forward, a 6'4 senior, Ross Risley. And at the other forward, a 6'8 senior, Zach Irvin. So in the backcourt for the Royals, it will be Furlan, Jenkins, and Davidson. And up front, Risley and Irvin. Those are your starting lineups for tonight's game here on 1610 AM XRB and Audio Sports Online. Brownsburg will be in the road black. They have black jerseys with purple numbers, and Hamilton Southeastern is in the home white with royal blue numbers. If you're a Bulldog fan wanting to know how do you stop Hamilton Southeastern, it's very difficult to stop, again, an Indiana Mr. Basketball candidate, Zach Irvin. Zach is good from the perimeter. He is good on the drive, and Hamilton Southeastern can knock down threes. They are an excellent perimeter shooting team, and when they have it going, they are almost impossible to stop from the perimeter. For Bulldogs, they're really going to have to crash the boards. That'll be the story of this contest, is limiting Hamilton Southeastern's second chance points and being able to get to the cup and convert on their chances whenever possible. Hamilton Southeastern comes into tonight's contest shooting better than 34% from three-point range. They're also a 72% free throw shooting team. Meanwhile, as we take a look at the Bulldogs, they shoot a little over 29% from threes and shoot only 66% from the charity stripe. It has been, the main story has been Hamilton Southeastern. After that 3-week layoff, they had some excellent shooting as they shot better than 60% from the field in those first 2 games back. As we get ready for starting lineups here at Hamilton Southeastern High School, Royals currently being introduced. Crowd here not too shabby. We've seen bigger crowds here at Hamilton Southeastern. Not a full student contingent, though. Plenty of fans out here, of course, to see Ronald Norad make his appearance here at Hamilton Southeastern. Some interesting facts is that Ronald Norad has some ties here to Hamilton Southeastern, as he has been involved with the AAU teams here for several years. So a bit of a tie here for Coach Norad and Hamilton Southeastern, but his main focus is going to be in defeating the 5th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals here tonight. We are about ready for basketball as they're getting ready to throw this one up into the air. The Royals again in white with the royal blue. And the Bulldogs in the black. As we get ready for basketball, it'll be Kenneth Walton jumping center against Zach Urban. And we're ready for basketball. Glad you could join us, our fans in Brownsburg on 1610 AM XRB, and our Royals fans on Audio Sports Online. Grab a chair. We hope you enjoy tonight's contest. Brownsburg has brought their own student contingent. They are already vocal on that left side. Ball is in the air, and it's being controlled by the Brownsburg Bulldogs, and they will move left to right to begin this contest as Gerald Harney will bring it into the front court near side. Bulldogs will immediately meet a man-to-man defense by Hamilton Southeastern. They get it into Kyle Thompson. Kyle spins. He is tied up by Ross Risley. Now throws it over the top and into the hands of Trevor Lucas. Lucas, second leading scorer on this Bulldogs team, drives left side lane, kicks it out. 3-ball from the corner by Harney is no good, and Risley has the rebound for Southeastern. Bulldogs one and done on their opening possession. And here's Hamilton Southeastern looking over a man-to-man defense by Brownsburg. Paul Furlan, left side, gives it to Jenkins on the left wing, and we have a whistle away from the play. Away from the ball, I should say. And Tyler Houston, with palms outstretched, is picked with his first foul of the contest, and he's immediately going to be taken out by Ronald Norad and substituted by Ian Good. As Houston was matched up with Zach Irvin in the low blocks. Here's Irvin on the inbound. Left side, Eric Davidson alone for 3. That rims out, and it's controlled by Harney of Brownsburg. Almost poked away by Tyler Jenkins, but Harney controls the loose ball. Throws it left side. This is Lucas. Pull-up jumper from 14 feet away is up and good. And the Bulldogs have the first 2 points of this contest. They lead 2-0. A minute and 10 seconds into this opening quarter of play. Eric Davidson gets the double team, but he throws it to Furlan at the right wing beyond the arc. Around a Risley screen. Now gives it back to Ross. Ross Risley tries to drive baseline. Can't control the basketball. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Bulldogs of Brownsburg. Emphatic exclamation mark as that ball went out of bounds by Kyle Thompson. And the Bulldogs will have the ball now, looking at a 2-2-1 press by Hamilton Southeastern. Harney has the ball near side, throws it in the front court to Thompson. Thompson to Lucas over the left wing. Double team comes, but he's able to get it to Harney between the circles as Harney retreats to the center jump circle. Gets a good ball, high ball screen. Now is at the left wing. Finds Lucas, corner for 3. That's no good. gets his own rebound, lays it up off the right side of the glass and in. Trevor Lucas with 4 points, and the Bulldogs with a 4-0 lead. Tyler Jenkins with the basketball, drives the right side of the lane, lays it high off the glass. And Tyler Jenkins has the first points for the Royals. A 2-point Bulldog lead with 5:53 remaining in this opening quarter of play. It'll be thrown into the front court. Immediately catching and popping the three was Ian Good. Rebound was off to Zach Irvin. Irvin quickly into the Royals front court, lays it up with a right hand, and Irvin ties the game at 4. Good with a quick three that went off of the rim. Irvin pulls down the rebound, goes coast to coast, and ties the game at 4 as Zach Irvin picks up his first points. Here's Kyle Thompson, top of the key, gives it back left side sideline to Trevor Lucas. Royals stay in the man-to-man as Gerald Harney now has the basketball. Here comes the double team, but now Furlan backs off as Eric Davidson. Furlan and Davidson threaten it. They give the ball down low, driving baseline. Trevor Lucas, and it's knocked out of bounds by Tyler Jenkins. They got the ball to Kenneth Walton at the right elbow. Walton finds Lucas driving baseline. As they are making an announcement here at Hamilton Southeastern that Zach Irvin on that bucket has scored his 1,000th point as a Hamilton Southeastern Royals and getting a good round of applause from the crowd. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs had the ball. They trigger the inbounds from the baseline. Nice play as they get it to Kyle Thompson. And Thompson finishes it off to give Brownsburg a 2-point lead, and we'll have a whistle once again away from the basketball as Jenkins brought it up far side of the lane. And we'll see who this foul goes against Brownsburg. They went against Gerald Harney, and on the inbound plays, they get it to Eric Davidson. Something that Hamilton Southeastern does very well is scoring off of the inbounds plays. Davidson gets the inbound pass, puts it up, and it's a 6-6 ball game. Lucas, three from the left wing. That's halfway down, comes back out. Getting the ball and putting back up was Walton. His shot's no good. Irvin can't control it. And as Tyler Jenkins goes after it, they'll say it went off of Jenkins. Kyle Thompson might have given him a little bit of help out of bounds there, but they'll give the ball back to Brownsburg as Harney triggers the inbound from the baseline. Lucas on a curl comes near wing, but instead they'll toss it out to Walton. Walton, top of the key, drives right side, baseline, looks, loses the basketball, gathers it back and gives it to Trevor Lucas. Lucas will retreat to the center jump circle, go left side to Gerald Harney, guarded by Paul Furlan. It's 4:17 remain in this first quarter. 6-6 tie. Kyle Thompson gets the pass, misses the easy layup. Here comes Tyler Jenkins the other way for the Royals. Spins in the lane, leaves it for Ross Risley, but they're going to call Tyler for traveling. Tyler spun in the lane and spun about a half more turn. Trying to give the ball to Ross Risley. He ends up traveling, and the ball goes back to the Bulldogs as we have substitutions. As coming in is Tyler Janney and also Wade Traeger. Leaving will be Risley and Jenkins. 4:06 as we approach the midway point of this first quarter. We're tied at 6 as Harney looks to get it across the midcourt stripe, guarded by Tyler Janney, finds Kyle Thompson. Thompson to Walton, top of the key. Fakes the shot, gives it to Harney. Harney drives to the free throw line, nowhere to go. Goes left side to Walton. 3-ball left wing on its way, off the back of the rim, no good. Coming down with it is Eric Davidson for the Royals. He'll give it to Irvin. 3-ball on its way, and it's going to be well short, but Irvin's going to be fouled by the Bulldogs' Ian Good. That's going to send Zach Irvin to the line for 3. It is the third team foul against the Bulldogs, and Zach Irvin heads to the line where he has a 72% free throw shooter on the season, and he'll get 3 free ones. First free throw for Zach is up. It's good. Royals will press at every opportunity. It drove Harrison and Muncie Central batty last week. Second free throw is good. Substitution now for the Bulldogs is Tyler Houston will return, and Ian Good will take a seat. Meanwhile, Zach Irvin looking to complete the third free throw. That one's short. Nick Wethington now in the contest tips it out to Eric Davidson, and the Royals have another shot. Something the Bulldogs cannot afford. Zach Irvin down the middle of the lane, but misses the layup. Houston has the rebound, gives it right side, Kenneth Walton. Walton left side to Lucas from the corner, fakes the three, drives baseline, loses it, but loses it into the hands of Tyler Houston, and Houston lays it up and in to tie the game at 8. 3:12 remains in this opening quarter. Back and forth we go. Bulldogs have been able to keep within 2 or get up by 2. Zach Irvin, deadly crossover dribble, but the three's off the front of the rim. Nick Wethington has the basketball now. He will kill left side to Traeger. Wade Traeger will give the ball up. Here's Eric Davidson, drives near baseline. Shot no good, rebounded by Kyle Thompson of the Bulldogs. We remain tied at 8 with 2:44 remaining in this opening quarter of play. Gerald Harney with the basketball, looking for a high ball screen. Tyler Janney fights through it. Harney will kick it out left side. 3 ball on its way. That one's short by Houston, but it's tapped out to Harney, and the Bulldogs will have another possession. Harney guarded by Tyler Janney. Drives baseline with the right hand, throws it up and puts it in. Good move by Gerald Harney as he came baseline. He gets the bucket, and the Bulldogs are back out in front by 2. 2:13 remains in this first quarter. Wade Traeger from the left wing drives in the lane, lost it as he went up, but Kyle Thompson knocked it out of bounds. Substitution now for Hamilton Southeastern as Tyler Jenkins, Keegan Culp, and Larry Johnson all come in for the Royals, as Kyle Thompson will depart and Ian Good will return as Bulldogs go a little small. Jenkins to trigger the inbound from the baseline, gets it to Larry Johnson. Johnson to Janney, back to Jenkins, left wing beyond the arc. He's guarded by Kenneth Walton as we go under 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Tyler Jenkins in the lane. Pull-up jumper from 8 feet is no good. Ball loose and knocked out of bounds by Trevor Lucas, and will stay down here at the Southeastern end. Bulldogs with a 10-8 lead, 1:53 left to go in this opening quarter of play. Number 5, Hamilton Southeastern, trailing by 2. They get the ball inbounds. Here is Keegan Culp, finds Tyler Jenkins, right elbow out to Tyler Janney on the right wing. Janney penetrates, throws it out to Culp, almost stolen by Lucas, but Culp retreats and runs a floater in the lane. That goes halfway down, comes back out. Larry Johnson's rebound and putback is no good, but a foul will be called underneath, and Ronald Norwood cannot believe it. It's going to go against Brownsburg. It'll go against Trevor Lucas. That's his first. It is the 4th team foul against the Bulldogs. Hamilton Southeastern yet to commit a foul. Tyler Janney has the inbounds, gives it left wing to Jenkins. Jenkins, NBA 3 is good. Tyler Jenkins from a long way out gives the Royals a 1-point lead, 11-10 with 1:22 left to go in the first quarter. With the basketball is Houston. He'll give it up to Lucas, right wing. Drives baseline. Lucas give it up to Houston. As Houston goes up, he's going to be fouled, and it'll be the first Royal foul, and it'll go against Larry Johnson, I do believe. It is against Johnson, and that is going to send Tyler Houston to the line. Houston on the season, a 47% free throw shooter. And these will be the first 2 free throws for the Bulldogs. He gets the first of 2. He now has 3 points. Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin return. Tyler Janney and Nick Wethington will depart for Brian Satterfield's Royals. And Coach Satterfield's going to call a quick 30-second timeout. 1:12 left to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 11. This is Royals basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Well, of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect. That's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
Back at Hamilton Southeastern, where Tyler Houston's second free throw is good, and that gives the Bulldogs a 1-point lead as Houston now has 4 points, 12-11. Brownsburg with the lead. 1:08 remains in this opening quarter of play. Zach Irvin gets it into the front court, goes right side to Paul Furlan as Brownsburg goes to a 1-3-1 zone. Here's Furlan from the right wing, drives in the lane, lays it up, shot no good. Houston with a rebound, gives left side to Harney. Harney brings it in the front court, comes over to the near side. Now he'll go left wing. 47 seconds remain. Bulldogs up by a point, 12-11. Houston gets around a screen, gives it to Kyle Thompson, who's back into the game. Ian Wood in the paint, gives it off to Houston, and Houston finishes it off. Good play by Ian Wood. As we go to 32 seconds, here is Tyler Jenkins. Heat check for three, no good. Paul Furlan comes by. He's rejected by Kyle Thompson. Harney with the basketball. The Bulldogs have a 3-point lead with under 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Harney guarded by Furlan. Between the circles, goes left side. He just tries to get the ball to Kyle Thompson at the left elbow. He's going to be fouled by Larry Johnson. For Johnson, that'll be foul number 2. It's the second foul against the Royals. And the Bulldogs will take it out to the sideline in front of the Royals bench with 12 seconds remaining. They get the ball to Thompson. Thompson to Wood. Wood to Harney. Harney tries to throw it in. Pass is stolen away. Here's Furlan with 4 seconds remaining. They get the ball to Johnson. Johnson loses it. Throws it out. Culp for a three that would have counted, but it doesn't fall, and that's the end of the first period. Back and forth effort and a spirited effort by the Brownsburg Bulldogs. They lead after 8 minutes of play. It's Brownsburg 14, Hamilton Southeastern 11. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com. Looking for an option that makes college affordable? Ivy Tech Community College will open a new campus located just off I-74 in Crawfordsville in January of 2013. You can earn an associate's degree in business administration entirely on the new campus. If you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech can help. Our credits transfer to four-year schools, so you can save a lot the first 2 years and graduate with much less debt. Now's the time. Ivy Tech's the place. Visit ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY-LINE to enroll today. Now is the time to choose Ivy Tech Community College. There's no more affordable option in the state of Indiana for your college education. You can earn an associate degree and start a career, or transfer to a four-year school and earn a bachelor's degree. A new campus is opening in January of 2013 just off I-74 in Crawfordsville, so a college education is more accessible than ever before. You have choices. Make the Ivy Tech choice. Visit ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY-LINE. Welcome back to Hamilton Southeastern High School as we begin quarter number 2. The Brownsburg Bulldogs leading the 5th-ranked Royals of Hamilton Southeastern 14-11. To begin the second quarter for the Royals will be Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin, Tyler Jenkins, Ross Risley, and Eric Davidson. That's their starting five, and they'll go against a 1-3-1 zone by Ronald Norad. They get it to Jenkins in the far corner. Jenkins delivers to Zach Irvin. Irvin drives from the left wing and lays it up and in. Irvin with 6 points. And the lead's been cut to 1 for the Bulldogs, 14-13. They quickly get it into the front court. We'll set up the Brownsburg lineup in just a moment as Trevor Lucas loses it briefly. Tries to get it to Kyle Thompson, and Thompson has his flush rejected by Ross Risley. Here's Zach Irvin, pull up three, off the front of the rim, no good. Furlan with the rebound, and as he drives right side of the lane, a whistle will stop play, and we'll have a foul against the Bulldogs. On the court for Brownsburg, it'll be Tyler Houston, Ian Good, Kyle Thompson, Gerald Harney, and Trevor Lucas. Though Gerald Harney will leave, Kenneth Walton will return. Jenkins on the inbounds finds Irvin. Irvin lays it up and in. And quickly, Ronald Norad's going to call a timeout as Zach Irvin has 2 quick buckets here in this second quarter to put the Royals back out on front, 15-14. We mentioned Hamilton Southeastern does a fantastic job on inbound plays. Quite often we'll see Tyler Jenkins on the inbound from the baseline just lob it up toward the basket, and Zach Irvin will fly down the lane and either flush it down or do as he just did there, pick it up and just simply lay it back up and in. And the Royals back out in front, 15-14. first quarter stats saw Tyler Houston for the Bulldogs with 6 points, 4 points for Trevor Lucas, 2 for Kyle Thompson, and 2 for Gerald Harney. 5 points for Tyler Jenkins and the Royals, 4 for Zach Irvin, and 2 for Eric Davidson, though Irvin now with 8 points. Quick 30-second timeout for Ronald Norad, and the Bulldogs will bring it into the front court. They move left to right. Here's Kenneth Walton, leaves it up top to Houston. Houston drives left wing. Double team comes. Tried to get it into Thompson, poked away by Risley. Here's Tyler Jenkins, gets the ball on the break, and a player control foul is going to go against Tyler Jenkins. Ian Good set himself up in the low blocks, and as Jenkins came in for the layup, he bowled over Good. And Jenkins will be called for the player control foul. His first 13th foul against Southeastern. Gerald Harney is back into the contest. He's going to take over for Kyle Thompson. 6:52 remains in the first half. Royals out in front 15-14. As Gerald Harney will bring it up the near side. Guarded by Paul Furlan. Gets a ball screen to bring it into the front court. Gives it to Trevor Lucas, far corner. Finds Houston, who kicks it out to Walton at the right wing. Pull-up three on its way is up and good. Kenneth Walton has his first points. It's a three, and the Bulldogs back up on top by 2, 17-15, 6:28 left to go first half. Paul Furlan left wing to Tyler Jenkins, who finds Zach Irvin cutting through the lane. Fall-away jumper from 10 feet is up and good as Irvin now starting to feel it a bit. He had 4 points in the first quarter, 6 points, just a minute and 50 seconds in to this quarter as the Bulldogs get it to Walton down in the near corner. Walton guarded by Davidson gives it to Good to Trevor Lucas right at the center jump circle. Guarded by Zach Irvin, gets a ball screen from Good, goes left side to Houston. Houston back to Lucas, and as Lucas finds Harney, almost stolen away, and now we're going to have a foul called against Ian Good away from the ball as he set a hard pick. Kind of just stepped right into Tyler Jenkins, knocking Jenkins down. Good will pick up the foul. And for Good, that will be foul number 3. 16 fouls against Brownsburg with 5:43 remaining in this first half. Next team foul sends the Royals to the line with the bonus. We're tied at 17, 5:35 remaining in this first half. Eric Davidson, right wing beyond the arc, gives it to Zach Irvin, guarded by Tyler Houston. Irvin drives the lane, kicks it out to Jenkins, and Tyler Jenkins hits the three from the left wing, and the Royals are back out in front, 20-17. 5:14 remain in this first half, and as they get the ball to Lucas, stolen away by Zach Irvin. Irvin will lay it up, get the bucket, and head to the line as Trevor Lucas commits the personal foul. Lucas is going to get a little bit of instruction from Ronald Norad. He had no chance of stopping Irvin and resulted to hacking him from behind. Zach a little too strong. As Lucas picks up his second personal, it is the 7th team foul, and Irvin is at the line where he is 2 of 3. 8 points here in the quarter for Irvin, 12 in the game. And make it 13 as he converts on the three-point play to put the Bulldogs down by 6 with 5:07 remaining in the half. They get the ball to Kenneth Walton, who will bring it into the front court, drives the lane, kicks it out to Houston, gives it to Trevor Lucas. Lucas with a nice crossover dribble, drives to the cup. Shot no good, tapped out. Tyler Houston's drive is no good. Ball still loose. Kyle Thompson can't hold on to it. And Tyler Jenkins outlets to Davidson. Davidson tried to alley-oop to Zach Irvin. Irvin tried to throw it down with one hand, but just couldn't get a handle on it. And the Bulldogs will take it the other way into the front court. And another whistle away from the ball as Ross Risley and Kyle Thompson were going at it near the low blocks. And this one's going to go against the Royals. Ross Risley will pick up his first 14 foul against Southeastern. And the Bulldogs will take it out from the baseline as Gerald Harney will trigger the inbound to the right of the Bulldogs basket. Looks for somebody to get the ball into, and he'll throw it into Trevor Lucas. Lucas near the midcourt stripe, left of the circle, gets a high ball screen from Kyle Thompson. Now between the circles, goes right side, tried to get it to Tyler Houston, And Houston had it poked away briefly by Tyler Jenkins, but Jenkins also pushed off. And Tyler's going to be hit with his second personal foul. It is the 15th foul against Hamilton Southeastern. And now Kenneth Walton will trigger the inbound from the near sideline. He'll throw it into Kyle Thompson as Wade Traeger comes in for Tyler Jenkins. And as Gerald Harney tries to get the ball to Kyle Thompson driving left side of the lane, it'll be poked out of bounds by Ross Risley, and the Bulldogs will maintain possession. They trail by 6 with 4:27 remaining in this first half of play. Harney with the inbounds, throws it in baseline to Kyle Thompson. Left wing just in front of the arc. Kyle Thompson with a bucket. Thompson with his 4th point. And it's a 4-point Southeastern lead as Eric Davidson, left side Ross Risley, drives baseline, puts it up, and a player control foul against Risley. You could tell Ross drove baseline, was looking to possibly pass it, then decided late to take it up and ran into Kenneth Walton. And Risley will be called for the player control foul, his second, team foul number 6. As Risley will take a seat and Nick Wethington back out on the court for Southeastern. Royals with a 4-point lead, 23-19, 4:13 remaining in this first half of play. This is high school basketball on Audio Sports Online in 1610 AM XRB in Brownsburg. Glad you could join us tonight. As the 5th-ranked Royals take on Ronald Norton and the Brownsburg Bulldogs here. It's the Bulldogs with the basketball, trailing by 4 as Gerald Harney goes left side and drives right side. Behind the back dribble at the free throw line, and it'll be an over and back. As he tried to throw it back to Kenneth Walton, it went a little bit out of Walton's reach, and when he retrieved it, it was in the backcourt. And that will result in an over and back violation and give the ball back to Southeastern. Just a little more than halfway through this second quarter. Southeastern leads 23-19. Zach Irvin, left wing beyond the arc, left-hand dribble, drives, pull-up jumper from 12 is long, rebounded underneath by Wethington, and Wethington's going to be fouled. Rare miss for Zach Irvin as he missed long, but Wethington was right there to get the ball, and he's going to be fouled. It'll go against Gerald Harney, his second. It is the 18th foul, so Wethington will be at the line for the 1-on-1. Paul Furlan and Eric Davidson will depart. Tyler Janney, Tyler Janney and Chris Ford back in. Substitution for the Bulldogs as Trevor Lucas departs. And coming in will be Jimmy Mescal. Nick Wethington at the line for the 1-on-1. First free throw is up. He hit it. He'll get the bonus. Nick on the season. That's only his 3rd free throw attempted. He was 1 of 2 coming into tonight's game. He hits the first of 2. That one hits the back iron, no good, and the rebound is controlled by Walton, who will lay it off to Harney for the Bulldogs, trailing by 5 with 3:38 remaining in this first half. Right side is with the basketball is Mescal. He gives it off to Harney. Harney over the top, gets the ball into Walton's hand. Walton just in front of the arc, has that ball go halfway down, come back out. Irvin with a rebound for the Royals. Right side to Traeger. Traeger leaves it off to Tyler Janney, right side of the arc. Back over to Zach Irvin. Irvin with a left-hand dribble, drives left side. Little one-hand floater from 8 feet is no good. And clearing the rebound for the Bulldogs is Kyle Thompson. We remain at 24-19, 3 minutes left in the first half. Gerald Harney with the ball at top of the key. Now with a right-hand dribble, comes to right wing and then backs it up. Gets a high ball screen from Houston, goes left side to Walton. Walton back up to Harney. 3 from the top of the key, misses everything. Saving it is Houston, but he throws it into the hands of Chris Ford. And the Royals will bring it back into their front court, leading by 5 with 2:32 remaining in the first half. Chris Ford with the basketball, right wing, drives to the free throw line, but has it poked away. Here comes Kenneth Walton, drives the right side of the lane, and lays it up with a right hand and in. Kenneth Walton now with 5 points for the Bulldogs, and they now trail by 3, 24-21, 2:15 remains in the first half of play. Irvin with the basketball now looking over a Bulldog zone as they look to rotate it around in a 1-3-1. Irvin right side gives the ball to Janney. Janney finds Traeger. Traeger back to Janney. Tyler drives in the lane, and a whistle will stop the play, and a foul is going to be called against the Bulldogs. Not what Ronald Norwood wanted. Jimmy Mescal will be called for his first foul. It's the 19th foul, and it's going to send Tyler Janney to the line for the 1-and-1. Tyler on the season an 83% free throw shooter as he heads to the stripe for the 1-and-1. First free throw is up. That hits off back iron. No good. Ball is loose, but Mescal has the rebound for the Bulldogs, but it's stolen away by Eric Davidson, poked from behind by Kyle Thompson. And we'll keep it down here in the Southeastern end of the court as they will have the possession. Tyler Janney will leave. Might be holding that right shoulder just a bit, but looks no worse for the wear. They will throw it in, and Zach Irvin will retreat to the backcourt to bring it in. As Paul Furlan is back in for the Royals. Irvin drives right side, gives it to Traeger, who gives it right back. And they throw it to Eric Davidson left side. Davidson with a right-hand dribble down the left side of the lane, gives it to Wade Traeger, and Traeger finishes it off. As Wade Traeger gets his first 2 points, and the lead's back up to 5 for the Royals with 1:26 left in this first half of play. Fast-moving first half as here come the Bulldogs. Kenneth Walton on a nice find from Houston, misses the first shot, driving baseline, but puts it back up and in. Gets the second. He now has 7. We quickly go the other way. Zach Irvin misses, but there's Wade Traeger with the putback up and in to keep the lead at 5 with 1:02 left to go, as we are now under a minute left to go in this fast-moving first half. 28-23 in favor of Southeastern. Harney leaves the ball to Walton, but is immediately double-teamed. Throws it to Thompson, top of the key, leaves it for Harney. Harney with a nice job driving left side lane, throws it up with a right hand, gets the bucket on a very difficult shot, and he will go to the line for the three-point play as Wade Traeger will be called for his first. That's the 17th foul against Southeastern. Harney at the line on the season, a 71% free throw shooter, and looking to cap the three-point play. That one comes halfway down, comes back out. And the Royals have the basketball with 43 seconds remaining in the first half. Paul Furlan, left wing, retreats to the mid-court stripe, now throws right side to Irvin, as it looks like the Royals will hold for the final shot, looking over a 1-3-1 zone by the Bulldogs. 30 seconds remain. Make sure you stay tuned at halftime. We'll take you around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, let you know what the schedule was this week, what the standings are, and also give you our halftime stats. 17 seconds remain as Irvin just holds on to the ball near the midcourt stripe, waiting for the Bulldogs to come out of it. Now with 11 seconds, he moves. Left side to Davidson to Furlan. Furlan right elbow, gives it up to Traeger. Traeger back to Davidson. 3, top of the key is good. Eric Davidson with the 3. The three-quarter shot by Tyler Houston is no good, and that's the story of the first half as the Bulldogs fight. But they'll head to the locker room trailing by 6. Himmelman Southeastern leading Brownsburg 31-25. Stay tuned. We'll take you around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference in just a bit. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whenever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northville Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Plumbing problems? Yeah, we all get them from time to time, but what if we could avoid the problem? That's what your local Hendricks County hometown company, Westside Plumbing, is here for. At Westside Plumbing, we're dedicated to teaching you about your plumbing problems and helping you maintain your pipes to avoid the big, often messy and expensive problems that could occur. Sometimes Westside Plumbing can even help you fix your plumbing problem right over the phone. Save time and money. Call Westside Plumbing today at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
The winter of 2013 could mean a new beginning for your outdated jewelry. Diamonds are forever, but styles change and mountings wear away. Let the professionals at Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you update your precious heirloom jewelry with a fresh and unique design. You can feel confident that your gems will receive the utmost care in their in-house repair shop. Visit Nelson Jewelers, where you'll find quality jewelry and excellent service. Nelson Jewelers, since 1958. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
You know, nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Halftime at Hamilton Southeastern High School, and the Royals lead the Brownsburg Bulldogs by the score of 31-25. Welcome to our halftime show. Brian Scott with you on 1610 AM XRB and Audio Sports Online, a dual broadcast tonight for our Bulldogs and Royals fans. Let's take a look at the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. We'll look at the standings as they are going into tonight's play. The Hamilton Southeastern Royals stand atop of the HCC. They have a 10-1 record overall, 4-0 in the conference, and they have won their last 7 in a row. In second place are the Fishers Tigers, 8-4 overall, 3-1 in the conference. Their lone loss came at the start of the season to these very same Hamilton Southeastern Royals, and the Tigers have won their last 3. Noblesville is in third place, 6-3 overall, 2-1 in the conference. Coming in behind the Millers are the Avon Orioles. Avon 7-5 overall, 2-1 in conference play, and the Orioles have won their last 3 contests. McCutcheon 7-4 overall, but 1-1 in the conference. They've lost their last 2 games. Same could be said for Westfield, losers of their last 2, 5-5 overall, 1-2 in the conference. Lafayette Jefferson is 4-7 overall, 1-2 in conference play. Brownsburg comes in tonight 3-7, 1-2 in conference play. While Zionsville 6-5 overall, but having a tough road to haul here in the HCC. They are 1-3. And rounding out the HCC standings are the Harrison Raiders. They have a good record. They're 6-4, a winning record, but they are winless in the HCC, 0-3. Let's take a look around the HCC schedule tonight. Avon is at Noblesville. Harrison is at Zionsville. Lafayette Jefferson is at Fishers. And the McCutcheon Mavericks are at the Westfield Shamrocks. That's games of tonight. Games tomorrow, we'll see Anderson at Lafayette Jefferson. Clinton Perry is at McCutcheon. Noblesville is at Muncie Central. And Westfield will be at North Montgomery. Next week, Avon will play a rare Tuesday game for boys basketball. They will play at Decatur Central. And then next Friday, Hamilton Southeastern will be at Avon to take on the Orioles. Harrison at Lafayette Jefferson. Westfield will be at Noblesville, Zionsville at Fishers, and McCutcheon will be at Brownsburg. I want to remind fans that our next Brownsburg Bulldog broadcast will be 1 week from tonight, as they will take on the McCutcheon Mavericks at the Varsity Fieldhouse in Brownsburg. That's a game you can hear right here on 1610 AM XRB, xrbradio.com, and watch on Audio Sports Online. For our Royals fans, our next Royals broadcast will be tomorrow night as the 7th-ranked Lady Royals of Chris Huppenthal take on Zionsville. JV game will begin at 6 o'clock. Tip-off of the varsity game scheduled for around 7:30. And you can, again, watch that right here on Audio Sports Online. We are at halftime here at Hamilton Southeastern as the 5th-ranked Royals lead the Bulldogs of Brownsburg by the score 31-25. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have our stats from the first half. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com.
If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. Is it being prepared correctly? Are the right amount of taxes being taken out? What about child support, workman's comp, auditing, unemployment, Social Security, local taxes, payroll deductions? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. We'll take care of all those payroll headaches and manage any unique deductions that apply to your company. We offer several ways to submit your payroll and provide you with customized timesheets for reporting. The Payroll Department Incorporated, located at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg. Is there anything worse than a dripping faucet, a slow drain, or not having enough hot water? At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect. That's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing. 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
A new Ivy Tech Community College campus will be located just off I-74 in Crawfordsville, and it will be open for the spring 2013 semester. The new campus will feature science labs and computer classrooms. You can earn an associate degree in business administration and continue your studies online and earn a bachelor's degree through an arrangement with Western Governors University. Be among the first students on a brand new Ivy Tech campus. Call 888-IVY-LINE or go to ivytech.edu. Ivy Tech is changing lives. Halftime in Hamilton Southeastern, the fifth-ranked Royals lead the Brownsburg Bulldogs by the score of 31-25. Brian Scott back with you on 1610 AM XRP and AudioSportsOnline.com. Let's take a look at our first half stats. It's been a back-and-forth affair, and right now the Bulldogs trail by 6. For the visiting Brownsburg Bulldogs, they are currently led by Kenneth Walton's 7 points, 6 points for Tyler Houston, and 4 points each for Gerald Harney, Trevor Lucas, and Kyle Thompson. Ian Good and Jimmy Mescal, they have played. They have not scored. For Hamilton Southeastern, 13 points for Zach Irvin, 8 points for Tyler Jenkins, 5 points for Eric Davidson, and 4 points for Wade Traeger. Paul Furlan, Chris Ford, Larry Johnson, Ross Risley, Keegan Culp, Tyler Janney, and Nick Wethington, they have all played. They have not scored. For the Bulldogs, they got 1-3 in that first half. That came off of Kenneth Walton. And for the Bulldogs, they have gotten a pair of threes, one from Tyler Jenkins and one from Eric Davidson. And that's our first half stats for you here as we get ready for second half action. That's coming up right after this. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com. You're finally on your own, living in your own place, paying your bills, making your own decisions. When your decisions involve insurance and financial needs, it's nice to have a little help. State Farm agent Pete Fay knows that being on your own shouldn't feel like being alone. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Well, of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect. That's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
Brian Scott back with you from Hamilton Southeastern High School as we're getting ready for second half action, with the Royals leading the Bulldogs 31-25. Fans in Brownsburg, the Ronald Norad podcast will be making its debut on 1610 AM XRB this Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Join him and Rob Kendall as they talk about what's happening in Bulldog basketball. And Royals fans, it'll be Coach Brian Satterfield and Chris Huppenthal's podcast. It will be returning this Monday after a lengthy holiday hiatus. They will be coming back this weekend. They will be coming back on Monday. That's Coach Satterfield and Huppenthal, Royals basketball podcast on Audio Sports Online. Bulldogs have the basketball to begin this third quarter. They move right to left. Royals in black and purple as getting the basketball. Kenneth Walton, he has his shot recycled by Zach Irvin, but it's saved back to Trevor Lucas. Lucas, right corner, gives the ball up. Kyle Thompson near the top of the key, back to Tyler Houston. Back to Trevor Lucas. 3-ball left wing, no good, and Paul Furlan has the basketball. We'll set the lineups in just a second. For the Royals, Paul Furlan, Eric Davidson, Tyler Jenkins, Zach Irvin, and Ross Risley. Those are your starting five. And for the Bulldogs, Gerald Harney, Tyler Houston, Trevor Lucas, Kenneth Walton, Kyle Thompson. That's their starting five. Ross Risley gets it in the low blocks on the right side of the lane. His shot's no good. Kenneth Walton pulls down the rebound for the Dogs. 31-25, just underway third quarter here at Hamilton Southeastern. Kenneth Walton, nice little hesitation dribble, drives left side to the cup, but leaves the ball short, and Tyler Jenkins has the rebound for the Royals. Jenkins with a pull-up from the right elbow jumper is no good. Zach Irvin gets the rebound, and we'll have a whistle and a foul that's going to go against the Bulldogs. Foul trouble for the Bulldogs. Ian Good has 3, and we'll see who this personal foul went against for Brownsburg. It will be Gerald Harney, and that's his 3rd. 2 for Trevor Lucas, nobody for the Royals with more than 2. On the inbounds, Tyler Jenkins is able to save it, gives it to Eric Davidson. His shot just in front of the arc, right wing, is no good. And the rebound comes down to Trevor Lucas and the Bulldogs. They trail by 6 with 6:40 just left to play in this third quarter. Lucas drives left side, down the lane, left-hand layup off the glass is good. Trevor Lucas with 6 points. And it's now a 4-point Royal lead, though they now have the basketball. They move left to right as Eric Davidson has it on the right wing. Nice little turnaround as he left Lucas standing there, but his pull-up jumper from 14 is no good. But Ross Risley is there for the rebound and the putback. For Risley, that's his first 2 points of this contest. And the lead's back to 6 at 33-27 as we are 2 minutes into the third quarter. Right side, giving it up was Lucas. Jenkins steals the pass to Walton. Tyler Jenkins with a right-handed flush, and he's going to go to the line for the 3-point play. Jenkins with some hops down the right side, and then he's fouled by Kenneth Walton. For Kenneth Walton, that's his first personal, and that's going to call Ronald Norred to call a timeout. It's a full timeout. Timeout on the court. 5:54 remains in this third quarter of play. Hamilton Southeastern leads Brownsburg 35-27. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com. Looking for an option that makes college affordable? Ivy Tech Community College will open a new campus located just off I-74 in Crawfordsville in January of 2013. You can earn an associate's degree in business administration entirely on the new campus. If you're planning to pursue a bachelor's degree, Ivy Tech can help. Our credits transfer to four-year schools, so you can save a lot the first 2 years and graduate with much less debt. Now's the time. Ivy Tech's the place. Visit ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY-LINE to enroll today. We've played 2 minutes and 6 seconds here at Hamilton Southeastern High School in the third quarter. Royals with a 35-27 lead. Brian Scott back with you. I want to thank everybody listening in tonight on 1610 AM XRB in Brownsburg as we have our dual broadcast. Special thanks go out to a special howdy goes out to Chris Worley, who's listening tonight. Chris, hope you're enjoying this basketball game as Tyler Jenkins, though, is heading to the line to try to complete the three-point play. Jenkins drove right side to the cup, got some hops, flushed it with a right hand. He'll convert the three-point play. He now has 11 points, and it's now a 9-point Southeastern lead with 5:53 remaining in this third quarter. Trevor Lucas looking to get it into the front court, finally finds Kenneth Walton. Gets a high ball screen, drives right side of the lane, lays it off to Tyler Houston. Houston throws it back to Lucas, who gives it to Kenneth Walton. Walton, left-hand dribble, lays down the left side of the lane and lays it up and in with the left hand. Kenneth Walton with 9 points. As the Royals quickly into the front court, Tyler Jenkins finds Ross Risley all alone down on the right blocks on a baseline pass. Risley finishes it off with his 4th point, and the lead's back to 9 with 5:16 remaining in this third quarter of play. Trevor Lucas gets to the midcourt stripe, trap comes, and he throws it away. Royals are very aggressive with this trap right at the midcourt stripe, and Lucas, as he got there, the double team came. He tried to find Gerald Harney and ends up throwing the basketball away. Lucas will sit down as we will check to see who came in for Gerald Lucas as the Royals will have the basketball. It'll be Jimmy Muskell taking over Trevor Lucas. Here's Paul Furlan, right wing. Dribbles it back between the circles, goes left side. Jenkins for 3 from the wing. The shot's off the front of the rim, no good. Coming away with it is Harney with a rebound. Comes up near side, Pull-up jumper from 8 feet left of the lane is up and good. Gerald Harney with his 6-point. Back to a 7-point Southeastern lead at 38-31. 4:37 remains in the third quarter of play. Paul Furlan between the circles, goes right side, leaves it to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins, right of the lane, drives, lays it up with the right hand, high off the glass, and Tyler Jenkins finishes the play. 13 points for Tyler Jenkins, leads back up to 9, 4:19. Trap comes, a ball almost stolen. Ross Risley collides with Tyler Houston, and Risley's going to pick up foul number 3. It'll be the first team foul against the Royals here in the second half. Risley's third, and that's going to get Larry Johnson off the bench and into the game for Coach Satterfield and the Royals. He'll come in for Risley. Johnson picked up 2 fouls in the first half, 0 points. Harney to trigger the inbound from the baseline underneath the basket. Throws it out to Kenneth Walton, almost stolen by Irvin. Walton pull-up jumper, top of the key, off of the back of the iron. But the ball on the rebound by Zach Irvin goes off his hands, out of bounds, and we'll keep it down here at the Bulldog end. They trail by 9 with 4:10 remaining in the third quarter. Harney this time baseline from the right side of the basket, gets it to Walton, back to Harney, drives right side of the lane. He'll hit the deck, and a foul's going to go against the Royals. This is going to go against Tyler Jenkins. That's his third. And it's the second team foul against Southeastern as Wade Traeger is setting back, getting ready to check back in for the Royals. Gerald Harney at the line to shoot a pair. Harney 0 for 1 so far from the charity stripe. And his first one clangs off the back rim, no good. Traeger in, and Jenkins out. Harney with one more free throw. He's missed both attempts in this game so far. He has 6 points. He makes that one. He has 7. And it's an 8-point Southeastern lead as we are almost halfway through quarter number 3. Davidson to Furlan near the center jump circle, or just to the left of it. Gets it to Traeger, left wing beyond the arc. To Johnson between the circles, right side to Furlan. Furlan back to Irvin between the circles, drives left of the lane, and a blocking foul is going to be called against Brownsburg. And it will go against Ian Good. And that'll be Good's 4th personal. So Good, who has been a foul magnet so far in this contest, has picked up his 4th, and Zach's at the line to shoot 2. Irvin, 3 of 4 from the free throw line so far, and he hits the first of 2 as Good will depart. And Coach Norrid will send Kyle Thompson back into the contest. Thompson, so far, 4 points, and has managed to keep out of the foul column. Irvin with one more free throw on its way. That one rims out, and Walton has the rebound for the Bulldogs. A 9-point Southeastern lead. That's the biggest they've had all night. And not sure what Tyler Houston thought, but there were 4 black jerseys to the right of him, nobody to the left, and that's where the basketball ended up. So he was evidently expecting somebody to cut, and with Ronald Norrid's smile, he says, you know, I've been there, young man. Here is Zach Irvin driving down the center of the lane. His layup is left short, but a whistle will stop play, and a foul is going to go against the Bulldogs. And Kyle Thompson, I just mentioned he had stayed out of the foul column. No longer. He picks up foul number 1. It is the 4th team foul against the Bulldogs. And Zach Irvin finds himself back at the line for 2 more. Irvin's first free throw is good. And it puts the lead to double digits at 10, 42-32. 3:32 remains in quarter number 3, and Irvin with one more free throw on the way. Second free throw is up. That's off the back iron, no good. It'll remain a 10-point lead as Thompson has the rebound. Left side, Kenneth Walton with the basketball, left wing. Throws between the circles to Harney, who will take a right-hand dribble to the wing. Gives up to Houston between the circles, back left side to Walton. Walton around to Houston string, right-hand dribble, goes right side. Harney in the far corner, 4-3. Halfway down, comes back out. Irvin with a rebound. Long outlet pass to Paul Furlan. Furlan catches it, leaves it short. Davidson's put back is no good. And Wade Traeger, who also tried to put it back up and in, couldn't get the bucket, but it'll go off of a Bulldog, and we'll keep it down here in the Royals end of the court. Southeastern up by 10 with 3:04 remain. And on the inbound, Zach Irvin once again gets the inbound pass, lays it up and in. And the lead's now 12 for the Royals at 44-32. 2:51 remains in the third quarter. Harney with the basketball left side. 3-ball from the left wing, well short by Mescal. And Traeger has the rebound for Southeastern. He will go left side, leave it to Davidson. Davidson picks up his dribble, gives it back to Traeger, left wing. Wade back to Davidson near the center jump circle. Left-hand dribble, now gives it up to Irvin. Irvin, top of the key, drives in the lane, tries to give it off to Davidson. Davidson wasn't expecting the pass, and it falls into the hands of Kenneth Walton. Walton drives right side, little bit out of control, but he's going to be bailed out by a foul by Larry Johnson. For Johnson, that'll be foul number 3. And we're going to have a whole bunch of substitutions here in just a moment. It is the third team foul against Southeastern, and Kenneth Walton is at the line. Walton with 9 points. This is his first trip to the line. And his first free throw is true. Now substitute Trevor Lucas is back in. He will come in for Mescal. And Nick Wethington will come in for Larry Johnson. Those are the only 2 substitutions in the end that were made. Second free throw by Walton is up. It is good. 11 points for Walton, and the lead's back to 10 for the Royals. They'll have the basketball. Tyler Janney did come in for Coach Satterfield. He leaves it to Davidson. Back to Janney. Stolen away, though, by Trevor Lucas. Lucas anticipated the pass, reached a hand up there, and stole it away. Now looking for a double dribble, but the call doesn't come from the official. And the Bulldogs have it into the front court with under 2 minutes left to play third quarter, trailing by 10. Harney spins, gives to Lucas, right wing near the Bulldogs bench. Now top of the key, back right side to Thompson, into the hands of Walton. Walton, right-hand dribble from the elbow, backs it out, spins in the lane, throws up a right hand. It'll go off the side of the rim, but he'll earn a trip to the free throw line as the foul will go against Southeastern. It'll be the 4th team foul against Hamilton Southeastern and the first personal foul against Royals, Zach Irvin. And Kenneth Walton is back at the line where he just made his first 2 free throws of the game. And he is now 3 of 3. 12 points for Walton as he leads all Bulldogs. And he'll have one more free throw on its way. 1:41 remains in this third period. Walton's second free throw is up. It is good. And that cuts it to an 8-point Southeastern lead with 1:38 left. Tyler Janney in. Goes right side to Irvin. Irvin with a right-hand dribble drives down the sideline, and a quick whistle will stop play as Tyler Houston is going to pick up his second personal foul. And that will be the 5th team foul against the Bulldogs. So Traeger triggers the inbound to Janney in the backcourt. He'll throw it to Irvin. Left side, back to Tyler Janney. Back to Irvin. Irvin, right-hand dribble in the lane, lays it off for Traeger. Traeger back to Davidson for 3. That one comes out no good. Loose ball is finally controlled by Gerald Harney, but they say he had a foot on the baseline when he touched the basketball. And so the ball will belong to Hamilton Southeastern, up by 8 with 1:13 left to go in this third quarter. Irvin this time to trigger the inbounds left of the Southeastern basket, gives it to Nick Wethington. Wethington to Traeger, right of the center jump circle, goes left side to Tyler Janney. Janney back to Irvin near the center jump circle. And Zach with a left-hand drives baseline, stolen by Gerald Harney. Harney one-on-one against Tyler Janney, throws it up, gets the bucket, and he'll head to the line. Gerald Harney with a pick. He goes coast to coast, one-on-one with Tyler Janney. Janney commits the foul. For Tyler, that will be foul number 1. It is the 15th foul against the Royals. And Gerald Harney is at the line to look to see if he can complete the three-point play. Harney's free throw is up. It is true. Gerald Harney now with 10 points. And the lead's down to 5 for the Royals with 49 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Tyler Janney drives right side. Zach Irvin loses the basketball. Pass was a little low, and Tyler Houston comes away with it for the Brownsburg Bulldogs. Brownsburg into the front court, right side. 36 seconds remain as Harney gets a high ball screen. Gives it up to Kyle Thompson. And Thompson will give it up to Walton. Walton back to Thompson near the top of the key. Back to Walton. And he will shoot the three from the right wing and hit. Kenneth Walton with a big-time three. And Brownsburg has come all the way back to trail by only 2. 44-42 with 13 seconds remaining. And Tyler Janney throws it away. He was looking for Eric Davidson on the sideline and threw the ball away. And that's going to get Paul Furlan quickly up off the bench and into the game for this final 12.7 seconds of the third quarter. Southeastern led by 6. They have led by as much as 12, but it's down to 2 now as Harney has the basketball. Left side, Kenneth Walton. Walton backs it up, guarded by Zach Irvin. Harney throws up a prayer, hits the front of the rim, but falls out, and that's the end of the third quarter. Brownsburg with a spirited rally in the final 2 minutes of this third quarter, and they cut the Royal lead to 2. We've played 24 minutes of basketball. It's Southeastern 44, Brownsburg 42. Back with the fourth quarter after this. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and AudioSportsOnline.com. Now is the time to choose Ivy Tech Community College. There's no more affordable option in the state of Indiana for your college education. You can earn an associate degree and start a career, or transfer to a 4-year school and earn a bachelor's degree. A new campus is opening in January of 2013 just off I-74 in Crawfordsville, so a college education is more accessible than ever before. You have choices. Make the Ivy Tech choice. Visit ivytech.edu or call 888-IVY-LINE.
What is a good neighbor? Well, it's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier, and that's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whatever you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you would expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northville Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Brownsburg Bulldogs use a late third quarter run, and they have narrowed the deficit to only 2 as they trail fifth-ranked Hamilton Southeastern 44-42. Brian Scott back with you at Hamilton Southeastern. Royals have the basketball to begin the fourth quarter. They move left to right as Paul Furlan tries to hit Ross Risley down baseline. Ball goes out of bounds, but they'll say it belongs to Southeastern. To begin the fourth quarter for Hamilton Southeastern, Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin, Ross Risley, Eric Davidson, and Tyler Jenkins, the starting 5 on the court for Coach Satterfield as Irvin with the inbounds gives it to Davidson. Davidson crossover dribble, right side of the lane, lays it up with a right hand, and a nice play by Eric Davidson. He has 7 points, and the lead's back to 4. For Ronald Norrid's Brownsburg Bulldogs, Kenneth Walton, Tyler Houston, Gerald Harney, Kyle Thompson, and Trevor Lucas on the court. Those are your 5 for the Bulldogs. They trail by 4, just underway fourth quarter. Offensive foul as Kenneth Walton sets an illegal screen against Paul Furlan. And he's going to pick up his second personal foul. 16 foul against the Bulldogs. That means the Royals will be shooting the bonus on the next team foul by Brownsburg. And we have 7 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Irvin throws it to Jenkins near side to get it into the front court. Furlan back to Jenkins. Jenkins left of the elbow, stops his dribble, gives it back to Paul Furlan, back to Jenkins. Jenkins fakes the 3, gets Walton in the air, now finds Derek Davidson in the corner. Back to Jenkins. 3 from the left wing on its way is good. Tyler Jenkins with 16 points. And the Royal lead is back to 7, 49-42. with 6:44 remaining in this final quarter of play. Left side, Trevor Lucas in the corner, guarded by Tyler Jenkins. Both teams, or Royals, have been playing a man-to-man all game. Here's Kyle Thompson for three. Kyle Thompson with a big three from the near corner. He has 7. And we will have a timeout on the court. 6:31 remains in regulation. And the Royals lead the Bulldogs 49-45. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and audiosportsonline.com.
Plumbing problems? Yeah, we all get them from time to time, but what if we could avoid the problem? That's what your local Hendricks County hometown company, Westside Plumbing, is here for. At Westside Plumbing, we're dedicated to teaching you about your plumbing problems and helping you maintain your pipes to avoid the big, often messy and expensive problems that could occur. Sometimes Westside Plumbing can even help you fix your plumbing problem right over the phone. Save time and money. Call Westside Plumbing today at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
Brian Scott back at Hamilton Southeastern High School as a 3-ball by Kyle Thompson from the near corner cuts the deficit to 4, 49-45. Brownsburg with a big run late in that third quarter. Attribute a lot of that to Kenneth Walton. He had 9 points in that third quarter, including 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. Gerald Harney had 6. So far, Walton with 16 points for the Bulldogs. Zach Irvin leads all scorers with 17 points. Tyler Jenkins with 16. Bulldogs trail by 4. Royals have the basketball. Davidson with a double team gets it to Tyler Jenkins, and quickly Coach Brian Satterfield calls a timeout as a 30-second timeout will be called by Hamilton Southeastern, up by 5 with 6:16 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Fans, remember, next Wednesday will be the debut of the Ronald Norwood podcast on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com. Rob Kendall and Coach Norwood will sit down and talk about what's happening in Bulldog basketball, and you can hear it right here on 1610 AM XRB on 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. And for Royals fans, Coach Satterfield and Coach Huppenthal's Royals Coaches podcast returns Monday as both coaches talk about what's happened over the past month while they've been a little bit on hiatus, as the Royals of Coach Satterfield come into tonight's action ranked 5th, and Coach Huppenthal's Lady Royals ranked 7th. That's the Royals Basketball Coaches Podcast, returning Monday on Audio Sports Online. Royals out of the timeout will throw the ball into the backcourt to Paul Furlan. It's Furlan, Jenkins, Risley, Irvin, and Davidson. Those same starting 5 remain on the court. Same can be said for Norwood and the Bulldogs. Here's Eric Davidson, gets around a screen from 14 foot. His jumper's no good, but he's going to be fouled on the arm again by Brownsburg. It'll be the 7th team foul against the Bulldogs. And Trevor Lucas will have his 3rd personal. Eric Davidson at the line with a pair. And Eric hits the first of 2. Eric, a quiet 8 points. As the Bulldogs have done a pretty good job on the perimeter keeping Davidson in check. Davidson cans the second free throw. The lead is back to 6. 6 minutes remain in regulation as Walton almost lost it, but it goes into the hands of Kyle Thompson, and he'll give it to Trevor Lucas. Guarded by Tyler Jenkins. Lucas right side, drives baseline late, tries to lay it up. Blocked by Risley. Lucas gets the ball back and puts it up and in from right underneath the basket. Trevor Lucas with 8 points. 51-47 is our score. Tyler Jenkins down to Ross Risley, low blocks, gives it back to Jenkins, driving the lane, but knocked away back into the hands of Risley. To Davidson, around a Risley screen. His 3 is no good. Irvin with a rebound, and as he goes back up, and the ball is going to be knocked away, and we'll have a foul against Bulldogs. Tyler Houston picks up foul number 3, and Bulldogs now starting to have a little bit of foul difficulty as Zach Irvin heads to the line for a pair. Zach hits the first of 2. He now has 18. 3 fouls on Gerald Harney, 3 on Tyler Houston, 4 on Ian Good, 3 on Trevor Lucas. 8th team foul against Brownsburg as Irvin cans both free throws. He has 19 points. Back to a 6-point lead for the Royals, as Bulldogs get it into the front court. Kenneth Walton swatted from behind by Irvin. Left side to Davidson as the Royals look to bring it up court. Paul Furlan from 3 from the near corner off the side of the rim. Ball is still loose and finally controlled by Tyler Houston of the Bulldogs. He'll bring it up the near sideline. Double team comes in the corner looking to give the ball away. Goes right side and finally finds Trevor Lucas. Lucas guarded by Paul Furlan. Royals have been man-to-man for this entire game. We've seen the Bulldogs switch in and out of man and zone. Walton leaves it off for Lucas. Lucas, free throw line, hands it off to Harney. Harney right side. Walton, long range 3. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Irvin with a rebound for Southeastern. Irvin crosses over, gives it to Davidson. Davidson's right-hand floater from about 8 feet out, is up and good. Davidson now with 6 points in the quarter, 11 in the game, and the lead's back to 8 for Southeastern with 4:14 remaining in regulation. Harney, right side to Lucas in front of Ronald Nord's bench. They find Kyle Thompson baseline. He touch passes out to Houston. Back to Harney between the circles, looking to pass it off. Finds Houston left wing. Back to Thompson down on the baseline. They throw it around to Lucas, back to Harney. Back to Houston. Pass anticipated. Stolen by Zach Irvin. Flushed down with a right hand. And Hamilton Southeastern's lead grows back to double digits at 10, 57-47. Irvin saw that pass coming all the way, anticipated, cut in front of the Tyler Houston, and then took it the rest of the way and threw it down with a right hand. Bulldogs back down by 10. A little less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Lucas tries to get it down baseline to Thompson, stolen by Risley. Tyler Jenkins, right side, Zach Irvin, 3 on the way. Good, that's an NBA 3 by Zach Irvin. And Ronald Norrit has seen enough. He calls a timeout with 3:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. The lead's 13 as Hamilton Southeastern leads the Bulldogs 60-47. This is high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and Audio Sports Online. Coach Norrid calls a 30-second timeout as he watched Zach Irvin step back to NBA range and can the jumper from the right wing to put the Royals up by 13 points. 25 points now for Zach Irvin. He had 4 in the third quarter. He has 7 here in the fourth. As the Royals, who led only by a pair at the end of the third quarter, have gone on a tear themselves here in the fourth. They now lead by 13. Harney will pick up the basketball, throw right side to Trevor Lucas. Lucas now gets it into the front court. He'll go to Kenneth Walton. Walton ball fake. Throws it over to Harney down the lane. Harney had to reach back for it. Now get it and throw it to Lucas left wing. Down to Houston in the corner. 3-ball on its way, and Tyler Houston hits the 3. 9 points for Tyler Houston. The lead's back down to 10, but time now starting to work against the Bulldogs with 2:50 left to go and a quick whistle as we'll have a foul called against Brownsburg. It'll be the 9th team foul against the Bulldogs. And it will go against Trevor Lucas. That will be his 4th. So 4 fouls against Ian Good, 4 fouls against Trevor Lucas. And Eric Davidson is at the line for the 1-and-1. Eric's first free throw is good. He'll get the bonus. Eric was quiet in that first half with only 5 points. He was shut out in the third. But he now has 7, make it 8 points here in the fourth quarter alone. He has 13, and it's a 12-point Royal lead with 2:45 remaining in this fourth quarter. Harney with the basketball, left wing, hands it off to Kenneth Walton. Walton, top of the key, right side to Thompson. Thompson to Lucas, over in the right corner. Guarded by Tyler Jenkins. Dribbles, loses the basketball, still on the court. Feeds it to Kyle Thompson, and Thompson is able to put it up and in. Thompson with 9 points. 62-52. Royals with the lead and the basketball. 2:17 remaining in the game. Tyler Jenkins drive behind the pass. Ross Risley can't finish it. Ball is loose. Kyle Thompson chases it down for the Bulldogs, and he will give it to Trevor Lucas, who will bring it up near sideline and into the front court. Lucas between the circles, left side. Thompson for three. That one's well short, and Tyler Houston underneath has it go off his hand, and the ball will go back to Brownsburg, or go back to Hamilton Southeastern. Thompson, a little bit of a heat check for three on the left wing, but that one was well short. As Jenkins gets it to Zach Irvin. Full court pressure by the Bulldogs, easily beat. As Zach Irvin finds Ross Risley. Risley throws it down with a right hand. 6 points for Risley, back to a 12-point Southeastern advantage. They feed Thompson down in the low blocks, and Thompson muscles up against Ross Risley and muscles it up and in. 11 points now for Thompson. 7 in this quarter. Eric Davidson alone for three. He misses. He'll rarely miss that shot. But Jenkins with a rebound feeds Risley. Finds Davidson cutting baseline. Davidson's going to be fouled from behind by Gerald Harney, and that'll be Harney's fourth. So 4 fouls now against Gerald Harney, Ian Good, and Trevor Lucas. The 10th team foul against the Bulldogs, and Eric Davidson is back at the line. He is perfect, 4 for 4 so far, and he stays that way as he hits the first of 2. A minute 20 remains. Royals up by 11. Second free throw on its way. Royals up by 12. And so Eric Davidson with a huge fourth quarter for Hamilton Southeastern. 6 of 6 from the line, 2 of 2 from the field. 66-54 is our score. Walton to Thompson. Down low finds Tyler Houston all alone, but Houston misses the shot. Zach Irvin was there to adjust his shot. Tyler Jenkins into the front court, and now Jenkins is fouled. As Jenkins dribbling some time off the clock. A minute 2 remains. And Jenkins will head to the line to shoot the double bonus. Trevor Lucas will be charged with a foul. That's his 5th. Lucas will foul out with 8 points. And Jimmy Mescal will return. Meanwhile, Tyler Jenkins at the line. 16 points for Tyler. He'll have the double bonus. He's 1 for 1. And he hits the first of 2. One more free throw for Tyler. And that one's off the side of the rim, chased down by Thompson. He'll give it to Kenneth Walton. Walton into the front court, right side, lays up a high arcing three, no good. Davidson clears the rebound for Hamilton Southeastern. Finds Paul Furlan. Furlan into the front court, right side, and he'll be bear hugged almost by Kenneth Walton. It'll be Walton's second, and Furlan's heading to the line to shoot the double bonus. Paul still looking for his first points against Muncie Central. He had a pretty good offensive night. And Paul hits the first of 2 to put him in the scoring ledger. One more free throw for Furlan. He cans them both. He has 2 points. 69-54. The 5th-ranked Royals with the lead with 44 seconds remaining. A spirited night by the Bulldogs as Gerald Harney with a nice drive left side of the lane lays it up and in. 12 points for Harney, and as Jenkins gets the inbound pass, he will be immediately fouled with 32.3 seconds remaining. And Southeastern up by 13. Tyler Houston will pick up foul number 4, and Tyler Jenkins will head to the line. Jenkins 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, shooting the double bonus. Hits the first of 2. 18 points now for Jenkins. And one more on the way. That one rims out. Walton with a rebound. Under 30 seconds remain. Walton spins in the lane. Right hand, lays it up. Gets the bucket and heads to the line. Kenneth Walton just right down the middle of the lane. Left it hanging on the rim. It falls. And the foul will go against Zach Irvin. That's his second, 16 foul against Southeastern. 25.4 seconds remain. Walton's free throw is good. 19 points for Kenneth Walton. 70-59 is our score. As Paul Furling gets the inbound pass, he's immediately fouled. And we'll head back to the Southeastern end of the court for more free throws. The foul will go against Jimmy Mescal. That's his second. And shooting the double bonus is Paul Furlan, where he just hit 2 free throws. He's now 3 of 3. One more for the Royals guard. And he is now 4-4 from the charity stripe. 13-point lead for Southeastern with 20 seconds remaining in the game. Gerald Harney with the basket. Makes it a 9-point game. Risley gives the ball to Irvin for the final 4 seconds, and that's going to do it. As the 5th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals knock off the Brownsburg Bulldogs by the score of 72-61. We'll be back in just a few moments. We'll give you our final stats for tonight's game. You're listening to high school basketball on 1610 AM XRB and audiosportsonline.com.
Plumbing problems? Yeah, we all get them from time to time, but what if we could avoid the problem? That's what your local Hendricks County hometown company, Westside Plumbing, is here for. At Westside Plumbing, we're dedicated to teaching you about your plumbing problems and helping you maintain your pipes to avoid the big, often messy and expensive problems that could occur. Sometimes Westside Plumbing can even help you fix your plumbing problem right over the phone. Save time and money. Call Westside Plumbing today at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. 445-8399.
The winter of 2013 could mean a new beginning for your outdated jewelry. Diamonds are forever, but styles change and mountings wear away. Let the professionals at Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg help you update your precious heirloom jewelry with a fresh and unique design. You can feel confident that your gems will receive the utmost care in their in-house repair shop. Visit Nelson Jewelers, where you'll find quality jewelry and excellent service. Nelson Jewelers, since 1958. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
You know, nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield Drive, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Brian Scott back with you at Hamilton Southeastern High School, where the 5th-ranked Hamilton Southeastern Royals have knocked off the Brownsburg Bulldogs by the score of 72-61. A very spirited effort by head coach Ronald Nord's Brownsburg Bulldogs. They managed to get it down to just a 2-point game after the end of the third quarter, but Hamilton Southeastern outscores the Bulldogs 28-19 in that fourth quarter, and the Royals win by 11, 72-61. Let's give you our final stats for tonight's game. For the visiting Brownsburg Bulldogs, leading the Bulldogs with 19 points was Kenneth Walton. Gerald Harney had 14 points, 13 points for Kyle Thompson, 9 points for Tyler Houston, 8 points for Trevor Lucas. Ian Good and Jimmy Mescal played. They did not score. For the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, leading all scorers with 24 points was Zach Irvin, 18 points for Tyler Jenkins. Eric Davidson had 10 points in that crucial fourth quarter after only scoring 5 in the entire first half. He finishes with 15 points. 6 points for Ross Risley, 4 points each for Paul Furlan and Wade Traeger. 1 point for Nick Wethington, and playing but not scoring were Chris Ford, Larry Johnson, Keegan Culp, and Tyler Janney. For Brownsburg, they fall to 3-8 on the season, while the win for Hamilton Southeastern improves their record to 11-1. They remain perfect in the HCC and remain atop the HC standings with a 5-0 conference record, while Brownsburg falls in conference with a record of 1-3. Fans, want to remind you, our next Hamilton Southeastern broadcast will be tomorrow night as the 7th-ranked Lady Royals of Chris Huppenthal welcome the Zionsville Eagles to Hamilton Southeastern High School. JV game will begin at 6 o'clock, varsity game set for 7:30. You can watch that game right here on Audio Sports Online. Bulldog fans, our next broadcast of Bulldogs basketball on 1610 AM XRB and XRBradio.com will be 1 week from tonight when the McCutcheon Mavericks make a trip to the varsity fieldhouse to take on Coach Norrid and the Bulldogs. Tip-off for that game is scheduled for around 7:30. Once again, our final score in Hamilton Southeastern, the Royals defeat the Bulldogs of Brownsburg by the score of 72-61. This is Brian Scott saying thanks for joining me tonight. Look forward to seeing you next time for high school basketball at 1610 AM XRB and Audio Sports Online. Until then, so long, everybody.
If you're a business